Yeah, blast me. You can take an African out of Africa, but you can't take Africa out of African.
Do me a favor, define what good character is. Give a definition to what that is for, and your unit of measurement too at the same time.
When you say unit of measurement, what do you mean?
What are you gauging good character by? Like, what is that based on?
Okay. So my definition of good character means to function, live, and behave in a way that is in alignment with your destiny and your own ori, but that is also in alignment with the greater good, the collective, being the planet, the universe, and the conscious collective. That would be my definition of good character. My unit of measurement would be my experience. And all of that, all of which I've learned about Iwa Pele. And to go deeper in depth as to why that's my definition and unit of measurement for it is because everything isn't for what's good for one person. What's good character for one person may not be good character for another person, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that, okay, so I've seen Odu Ifa. So if we use societal ideas, cultural norms, and views to judge what is good character, say, for example, society says it's bad to drink. It's not good to drink a lot, right? If you drink a lot, that's bad character. Or society says, in our society, I'm just giving some examples. Society says you shouldn't have more than one wife. It should be man and woman. Now, if we take societal norms and views and base our, what it is good and what is so-called bad off of that, then that's very subjective. That can change depending on where you're located, where you live, your background, what your destiny calls for. So I've seen Odu Ifa. I've seen situations where a person drinks a lot, right? And their Odu Ifa says that it's in their destiny to drink. And the minute they stop drinking and say, I don't want to drink no more, I've seen stories where the person just, cease to exist and is becomes where they're no longer with us. So it depends on a person's destiny and spirit and what is good for the individual as it relates to the collective. So that's why that's my point of measurement, which is my experiences, the different Odu Ifa that come out for people. And witnessing things that some people would frown upon and say, well, that's not good, based on, what they taught us is good and what they taught us is bad. But for that person, it's great. But then I also have to say, also as relates to the conscious collective and the greater good, because that doesn't mean because you are, I don't know, that doesn't give a person the go ahead to act a whole fool because it may be in their Odu Ifa that they have a wild like spirit or wild personality. That doesn't mean, let me just go be wild and do what I want to do and destroy things, because it's still you and your character and your destiny, being in alignment with the greater good and the whole.
That's interesting. Okay. So my take on that character thing is kind of like what you said. Good character for me may not be the same for you. We have two different Odus, two different destinies. What I may not be able to do, you may be able to do in abundance, and vice versa. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, the good character part is basically it's kind of all wrapped up in a humility burrito. Like whatever it is you got to deal with in your life that's in your Odu, the question is, are you doing it or not?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if you're not doing it, you're not in good character. Period. Right? If you are doing it, you're practicing good character, and you should be getting the blessings of your ray that you are seeking.
Yes.
Be it come today, be it come 2 years from now. But as long as you're still doing it and you're enduring the practices that you've been told, you've been shown, you've been revealed, the things that you came to ask for, the reason why you got initiated in the first place is to get this information, you should be doing it then.
Yes.
Now the challenges come, like I said, we're adults. We're getting it with a whole Ori programming that may not be in agreement with what we received. Now we got to rewire our Ori to be able to do what we're being asked to do from the Odu that we've already been living. But now you see it and hear it physically, what you need to do. You have to defrag the old stuff and put in place for new stuff. Not that it's going to be easy, not that you're going to get it correct all the time, but you at least have to be in that process of doing those things. And if you're doing those things, I see it as good character. There's Odus that govern us particularly, and an Odu that governs us particularly. And then there's Odus that governs the whole. There's Odus that speak to human beings in general as a whole, and there's individual ones, which means that there are, Ifa has left guidelines and rules for human beings as a species to live by. One particularly for you too. But there's this thing that people say when you bring up certain topics, and you said one of them, but I don't want to get into that one because that's a whole nother situation. But there's people that do things their way, right? They do it the way they see fit. And when you ask them about it, they be like, well, people do stuff differently. I mean, I feel like, when does Ifa care about how you feel? I've never seen that happen. Like, I've never seen that happen. Like, the way you feel does not matter to spirit. It really doesn't, right? So what's more important here? Free will of being able to do how you do it, or the spiritual guidelines that we are coming to this spiritual deity or system to receive to help our lives out? Let's talk about that part. What's more important? The free will of a human being to do it their way, or the guidelines?
See, I have to control my Gemini mind because it's like ping ponging in all different directions. And I just want to answer your question as directly as possible. The way that I like to describe, to share that and speak on that topic is to say that we are individuals, but again, we are part of a collective. So when we want to just do what we want to do and be wild, I like to envision the world as being we're all a part of this grand symphony. And, Olodumare is the source through which everything else was birthed out of and continue to be birthed out of. And that's where we come in, as the creations or embodiments of Olodumare. And we all are part of this grand symphony. And Olodumare in the universe has a tune and a song that allows everything to vibrate at its highest and its highest frequency, otherwise known as harmony. And so when we all play our song, let's just say I'm the pianist and I have to have this certain rhythm, whatever that rhythm is, as me being a piano man or piano woman. You play play your tune, and then somebody else over here might be, I don't know, playing a guitar, So it's like we all have to play our roles and positions and fulfill our destiny and purpose here on earth, so that ultimately we can create a beautiful song of harmony for the planet, for the people of earth, for everything to vibrate at its highest. So there must be order. Even the nature, I always tell people, anything you want to know, look at nature. Look within because you are one with nature and, Olodumare, source and universe, but also look at nature. Even nature has structure and a system and order and a way of doing things, a way of, functioning so that life can continue. So we can do what we want, even though, the ego wants us to think, I'm a God. I'm a God. Yes, you are a God, but you're not the God. All of us are walking around here as embodiments of gods, of God, or Olodumare, of source in the flesh. We're all, reincarnations of Orisha. We are all, we all have power, but that doesn't mean we have all the power. So we all have to play our position.
Eji Ogbe says, when parents and Ori cannot bring clarity, then go to Ifa for support. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because when people have a lot of character challenges, it usually sends them to the mat. It usually sends them to seek out an Ifa such as yourself or a Babalawo. Hey, listen, I need help with this issue. My husband ain't acting right. My job is going crazy. My finances are this, yada, yada, yada. We have all of these issues, and it's usually going to stem from character, right? And then it usually sends the people directly to the mat. But they're skipping a step. Actually, a couple of steps. As the Odu says, it says, when your Ori and your parents can't help you, consult Ifa, right? Going back to where people say, well, this is how we do it over here. I don't know when your Ile changed the Odu. I don't know when that happened, when they petitioned to ratify that Odu for your Ile purposes. I don't know when that happened. But you wind up, I'm saying this because I did it myself. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm talking about what I've done, right? I was in a marriage that was crazy turbulent. I must have did 100 elbows, and it never changed the situation, right? So I was left wondering, like, does this stuff even work? Like, what am I doing here? Not thinking, not even coming to the conclusion. No, dummy, it's you. It's your head. It's probably a combination of both of y'all's Ori that's not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Again, going back to good character, in order to make it better, right? So I'm gonna put it out there. Why? We're getting deeper now. Why does character challenges persist, even when the elbow is accepted by the deities?
Boomerang theory, you want love, then give love. Live your life, don't let them kill your bugs. Like pest inspectors, extract the nectar from wax situations, ancestors, texture. Praying it went through so you can see through the pain, pushing you on to destiny lane. Life is an experience, ain't no need in fearing it. Here's an experiment, go have a collision with fear. Doubt, insecurity, ambiguity.